I have an interesting fan question as far as kind of going back to some throwbacks. And we can just squeeze this one in there. So on Instagram, body_improvement_club, shout out. They say their pops likes to call Shawn a mini Joe Frazier. How do you feel about that comparison?
Yeah, growing up, that was somebody that my dad kind of trained me to fight like. When I was younger, was all about being aggressive, throwing 100 punches around, and just winning every round, and staying on your guy and things like that. And I remember my dad when I was 8 years old. My dad taught me the leaping left hook. He says you're going to throw a leaping left hook. Joe Frazier throws a leaping left hook. You fast forward, I'm 10 years old in Philly at the regional Silver Gloves, and Joe Frazier's there. And, my dad says, hey, I taught him the Joe Frazier left hook. I mean, it's just the same conversation I'm sure I'm going to have with somebody eventually for their son telling me, like, hey, I taught my son this or that to do like you. And I'm going to, because I had this experience, I'm going to do the same thing. Joe said, oh, well, show me. And I was showing him the left hook, and then he's
hit him?
No, man,
That'd be funny.
You know how it is.
Oh, you want to see it?
No.
You want to see it? Well, you can get hit right in the eye with it.
And all those kind of things, So that a big part of my style, especially when I was young, was fighting a lot like Joe Frazier because I was a shorter kid and smaller and things like that. A lot like Joe was at the heavyweight division.
2 follow-ups on that. What is, you mentioned like down the road that somebody could be like, oh, I taught my son or my daughter how to do blank Shawn Porter. What is the Shawn Porter? What is going to be the signature that somebody can learn? Pressure? Everyone will say headbutting, and don't say that in the comments. Don't say headbutting or being a football player.
Running back?
Yeah.
For me, I really don't know what the Shawn Porter style is. However, I do know that whenever I've seen it and heard it, people will say, I'm teaching him to fight just like you. They're usually teaching their kid to be aggressive, to go to the body and bring it up top, So that's the thing. And, for me to just hear people saying the Shawn Porter style, that alone is like mind blowing to me. But I do know that at this point, when you think about the Shawn Porter style, or I've seen people say, yeah, he fights like Shawn Porter, it's usually the bob and weaving, and it's a lot of punches, and it's a lot of body to the head. Yeah.
Typically when anyone has like a high pressure style on any fight, they're like, oh, you must have been watching Shawn Porter. But my other thing is one of the funniest memes I have ever seen, and it was at your expense. So we mentioned the Joe Frazier comparison. After you beat Paulie, the thing was, he's the welterweight Mike Tyson because you're
it was actually
hockey. Yeah. And somebody did a meme and it said Shawn Porter is the welterweight Mike Tyson. And it said Kell Brook determined that was a lie. I was like, damn, because it was after the Paulie fight that got hyped up, and then the Kell fight. So
somebody determined Kell determined that was a lie.
Yeah, it was Maury. It was a little cartoon version. It was classic.
Don't tell me you didn't enjoy what you saw, because I know you did. What you need to do now, hit that subscribe button, hit the like, hit that notification button. Check us out every week, every Tuesday, something new for you right here on the Porter Way Podcast.